Hello and shalom. This is Rivkah Asoulin, founder and executive director of Ancient Roots Israel. I'm getting a little, I don't know if you can see this. My kids are tossing different grasses at me while I record this. Yeah. Okay, Ancient Roots Israel. Ancient Roots Israel is the first international herbal conference and community in Israel. We are hoping to have our conference this January 26th through 28th, 2021. But we will keep you posted about that as it gets closer. Of course, we will want to be in line with the government regulations that would allow us to hold such a conference. So more on that later. I'm going to remind you, and first of all, welcome you back after all the Chagim. I know it wasn't what we're used to. Hello. I have little friends coming. I know it wasn't what we're used to, and it's been a really interesting experience for us, and especially for us herbalists who can recognize that Sukkot is a very special time with the plants. So there was a little bit more solitude, perhaps, for many of us than usual. But anyway, I welcome you back to the virtual plant walks. We did manage to keep up a video a week during that time, and I hope that you enjoyed the treats that Leda and I prepared for you during those weeks. I want to remind you, excuse me for my little hiccups, to roll up your sleeves to the elbows, uncover your hair, take off your glasses, locate the sun. I've located the sun. And just go ahead and get that vitamin D. 15 minutes of vitamin D, 15 minutes a day of direct sunlight is all you need to build and maintain a healthy immune system, to get that vitamin D you need. Now, in Corona times, we've read a lot of research now showing that people who are deficient in vitamin D tend to have poorer outcomes. So one incredibly easy, fun, and enjoyable way to get you out of that risk factor group would be to make sure that you're getting that sun. I mean, I would shine it right at the sun if I could, every single day. And I've been trying to do that as well. It can get difficult sometimes. So take this time during the plant walk to get that vitamin D today. Behind me, I love this shot because I can just see this tree kind of shooting up behind me. This is actually a Chinese tallow, I believe, and it got the name tallow because it was used in candle making. It has these very interesting, some very interesting little berries right here. Whoop! Just lost one in my hand. I don't really want to pick one, but maybe I will. If you can see that. This isn't actually the plant I wanted to show you about today. Ooh, there's like a nice little milky sap, a little resin, if you can see that. But I do want to not ignore the Chinese tallow right behind me. This is a young one. They're kind of, there's another shrubby one over there in the distance, if you can see it. And they kind of line the street. They appear to be deciduous trees. If you want to get a look at, here, let's grab one of these leaves that's changing color to a nice red color. And there's another one up there that looks just like a little ruby. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it from here. The sun is kind of shining, so I don't know if you can see it, but leaves change color and fall to the ground. And anyway, so that's just a little aside. Okay, so here is the English ivy, also called common ivy. Amelia, it's best to get out of the street. Come back. My girls. that plant got a hold of you. So I just want you to pay attention to the fact that ivy here is a climber. And the interesting patterns, I mean, if you're looking at it from a distance, you may see it sticking out in kind of these sharp formations. it can get very dense and very thick. I wanted to show you its woody shrub, but you can see on either side of this fence, I mean, we're not even going to get to that woody center. It just goes on and on and on. And it's real tough and very, very strong. So you can see that there's some different size leaves. We've got the larger, older ones back here, if you can see that. And we've got these smaller ones in the front. A lot of them have this slight white trim. Can you see that? Which makes it really noticeable. It could be that the sunlight is going to make this hard, but you can see kind of that cream or white on the edges. Here's another one. And it can also be a ground creeper, just kind of growing on along the ground. But I understand it doesn't get berries that way. Here is some remnants of the flowers, it appears. So it does get berries. And I want to note that the medicinal parts of the plant are the berries and leaves, perhaps other parts as well. But that's what I'm familiar with. I do not have any personal firsthand experience with this plant. But I want to share what I know with you and a little bit about it. So this is usually used as some kind of ornamental, which you see here. This family's trying to cover their fence with it and doing quite a successful job of it. Here's some, just so pretty and so little. It's hard to believe that it's hemostatic. It's a potent hemorrhage stopper. And the part that's used for that is the ground up leaves. It can be used topically or internally. You will read different accounts. Sometimes you'll be told that English ivy is toxic. And then if you go into the old herbals, you will see all the medicinal uses. So there's a bit of a machlochet, a discrepancy there. The Commission E in Germany, which has been running since I think the 1990s, certainly approved its use for certain formulas. So, take the toxicity claim with a grain of salt. So yes, this is something that was used after childbirth to stop some bleeding. This has been used for women who have disease that may be heavily bleeding or spotting for a long time. Some might use that. I wouldn't. I haven't, but some would. And bleeding. Bleeding's a big one. Okay, so the other one I know about is lungs. The leaves are used for respiratory distress or infections. Might be important to make a note of that. You will have to do your research about how to take this, how much of it to take for something like that, but certainly it is indicated in that situation, as well as internal and external parasites. What does that mean? Well, if you're an Israeli parent, and many Israeli parents have children that suffer from intestinal worms, which would be an example of an internal parasite, or lice is an example of an external parasite. So again, for internally, you're going to have to do your own research about if and how you want to do that. Although I've heard that you can make a tea from the leaves. You can use the dried ground leaves and take in a capsule form or something like that. Or mix it in with juice or water and swallow it. So those are some of the different ways. Now for lice, you would take the leaves, make an infusion, and pour it all over the hair, and make that basically a rinse. And that should get rid of lice for you. Again, no personal experience with this. I prefer the old-fashioned comb with conditioner. That has worked most effectively for us when it's come our way. And I'm trying to think if I've missed anything with the ivy. I think that covers the basic biggies. So if you have experience with English, or also known as Common Ivy, Ivory soap, please leave it in the comments below. We would like to hear all about it. Thanks. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And be sure to hit that notification bell. And be sure to hit that notification bell so that you'll be notified when our new videos come out. Thanks.